Oh.
Well, in the piece by Rina Esmail, the Indian one, she was born and raised in America, but as I mentioned during the performance, she did a Fulbright back in India, and has really spent a great deal of her time trying to bridge the two cultures, bridge Western and Eastern in music, and also try to bridge the cultures in general. But the place where she does it most, of course, is in her music. And I, at one point, she called me up and she's like, "What are you doing tomorrow? Can you do a recording session?" I'm like, "Okay, what's the music?" She's like, "I'll have it for you there." Mm-hmm. And I went into the room, and she was still writing the music. And in the room was also a tabla player, which is a kind of percussion instrument, an Indian percussion instrument. Mm-hmm. And the tabla player was not Western trained. Mm-hmm. And I was not trained in their traditions. And I watched as she was writing music for me and explaining in terms for the tabla player so that we could bring it together and play together as one piece. And that was really illuminating as to her process and her work.
Yeah. Well, when I heard the piece, I was thinking of the animals in India and the dancers, the singers.
Yeah. I think the dancing and the singing, especially the singing. The singing is one of the biggest influences on that piece.
Yeah. For sure. So you have gone to Indian movies and watched them for 4 hours.
Yes.
Well, before we started to talk on camera, you mentioned that you're from the Baltimore area, so to speak.
Yes, I'm from Columbia, Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, originally.
Did you do music in Columbia?
Yeah, I sang in periodic children's chorus, I took flute lessons, I played in band.
So you're in high school there too?
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Oakland Mills.
Wow. They'd like to hear you more.
Local girl.
Here she is. Now, how did the collaboration between the two of you come about?
Well, it actually started without me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ben can explain a little bit more, but
I reached out.
Yes, Ben reached out to me. He had a duo project with another flutist, and they had been playing. They looked in the library and found jet whistle. Yeah, you can explain.
I'll explain it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just read some cello flute duos with a friend, and we went to the library to look for them, and there was one, just one.
Only one.
And I decided something had to be done about this. There had to be more. So I was talking with my friend. It's like, we should get people to commission people to write these. And she's like, yeah, except that I ended up basically doing the work, and she kept on kind of flaking out. So I'm like, well, I can't do this with someone who's going to flake out. I need someone who's a doer and someone who I can count on. And so Martha came into the picture.
Here you are. Well, let me ask you about the popularity of your type of music with your generation. How is that coming?
I mean, I think it's an uphill battle. I think it's, we always find that people like what they hear, but it's always a struggle to find audiences, I think, no matter where we are.
Often the audience goes in with a prejudice.
Okay. Like modern music will sound a certain way.
Yeah, and they don't know what they're going to hear, but they go in with the mindset that they're probably not going to like it.
Okay.
And most of the time we prove them wrong.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It feels great.
So, where do you go after here at Andy Musique?
Oh, we're going back to New York.
We're going back to New York. Yeah, we don't have any shows coming up, but
okay.
Nothing imminent.
Nothing imminent, but we have some things.
Some things in the pipeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to give a shout out to the people in Colombia?
Oh yeah, shout out to my native Colombians. Hey.
Sorry, you don't have any friends in
No. I'm all alone.
New
I'm gonna go
Yorkers.
back into my cave.
Well, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for the
Thank you so
opportunity.
much.
All right.
Thank you.